The following is a presentation of TFNN. The Trader's Edge with Steve Rhodes. Call now, toll free at 1-877-927-6648 or internationally at 727-873-7618. The Trader's Edge. Now, Steve Rhodes.
Good morning, folks. Welcome to the December 16th, the terrific Tuesday edition of today's Trader's Edge Show. I'm your host, Stevie Perseverance Rhodes, who absolutely knows that each of us should always be pioneers of our future versus prisoners of our past. Hope everyone out there's having a great day. And let's make sure we have an extraordinary one. Now, the easiest way to do that, it's to always remember that life is happening for us, not to us. That's right. When you and I make that one little 2x4 shift, it means we can find the gift in every set of circumstance that life is going to toss at us. Now, today, you and I, we're going to go check on the circumstance of these markets. We'll go figure out what those bulls and bears, what those buyers and sellers are communicating to you and I at just past 11 o'clock in the morning. I do want you to know I am absolutely grateful for your presence here. But even more important than that, and that's this. During this next 53 minutes, I'm here to serve you. So feel free to send me an email. Send it off to steve@tfnn.com. Inside that subject heading, please put radio show question. Of course, if you're inside our Tiger's Den, and you should be, well, then any and every ping will do. So let's go ahead and get this show started on Terrific Tuesday. Of course, this is Tiger Financial News Network. I'm Steve Rhodes. Welcome to the show. So we got a bit of a mixed bag out there. You got the Dow off 192, S&P 26, 37 for the NASDAQ, 8 for the Russell, 52 to the upside for the transports, 53 to the downside for the semis, 35 to the downside for the NASDAQ composite, and New York Stock Exchange off 134. Let's begin by taking a look at that advanced client oscillator and spot VIX index, see where we're trading, see if we are below the zero threshold level. That's going to be the lower left-hand panel at the bottom, and we are right now at 1. So we are still above that zero threshold level with the New York Stock Exchange, which does have a sell the D point top with price finding support at its oscillator and change line out there. The spot VIX index remains below its 50-day exponential moving average. That is currently printed 1777. If we close above that and the advanced client oscillator move below zero, then we would have sellers that have an edge. Right now, this signal tells us that buyers are the one with an edge. Okay, that's what is transpiring there. Going to close that down. We're going to take a look at the daily equity future contracts. Why? Because there's a new profile that formed yesterday. I want to be able to give that information to you. And that was with regard to the Russell 2000. That's going to be your very right-hand panel as soon as it populates on my screen out there. And its new profile, I believe that price is testing. Boy, why is the system slow? That's really weird. Not a good thing. So we are trading right now into the support level of this new profile. So let's start with resistance, 2604.60. The center's at 2574, even Steven. And the bottom of that profile is at 2543.40, about what we're printing right now. So the question is, does price hold that level of support? If it does not, we got a TD9 count top that completed yesterday for the daily time frame for the Russell 2000. So if the support level fails, meaning it closed below it, odds would favor over time, getting back to its breakout level, 2487. This could or should be day number 3 to the downside for the Russell 2000. If we open up its charts, we take a look at that lower panel, take a look at its cadence, we can see that really since the trading session of August the 4th out there, all we've seen are 2 or 3 bar knee-jerk reaction lows out there. So that's something. So let's see how that unfolds out there, see if support holds. Again, that was at bottom of that profile. As long as we have this open, we take a look at the daily equity future contract for the Dow. No topping pattern as we speak just yet. We could get one by day's end. Prices pulled back and tested rejected screen oscillator change line, 48,555. If it's still in a bullish mode, that's actually a buy point. In the case of the NQ, which we'll go ahead and we'll break down. We've been asked to take a look at this in detail, and so we will, but we'll just touch on it right now. It's got a nice daily TD9 count top. Price yesterday closed back inside its profile. We have seen a series of lower highs out here. Today will become the fourth one in a row out there. That could be suggesting to you and I that price pulls back to its buy zone. The buy zone is between 24,520 and 24,887. Does it have to pull back there? The answer is no. Today could be bar number 4 to the downside out there. As we take a look at its cadence, we did have a 6-bar move back on November the 18th. So less bullish, if you will, than the Dow equity future, or it was Russell that we were taking a look at out there, believe it or not. At least with regard to consecutive days higher, consecutive days lower out there. The ES Mini yesterday closing just below profile support, which is at 68.80 to 25. If we close below that again today, it increased the odds that we move back towards the 66.8450 level. Today would be bar number 3 to the downside. Let's take a look at its bottom panel out there. And it's got several 4 and 5 bar moves to the downside out there. So we can't really rely upon that 2 to 4 day rule here for the ES Mini, at least not at this moment in time. Well, that's what's going on the daily time frame. What else do we want to look at? Well, let's do this here. Let's do it this way. A couple different things. We're going to take a look at the NQ, but I'm going to take you on a tour, a 3-hour tour. Not really 3 hours out there, but that tour is going to start with taking a look at the equal-weighted ETFs out here. Not the equal-weighted ETFs, the equal-weighted ETF for the NASDAQ 100. John, inside the Tiger's Den, has said, hey, let's bisect this. His assumption is at this moment in time that we made a top inside the NQ, the NDX 100 out there, on October 29th. The question is, and I don't doubt that we have made a top, question is where is support and what is going on. So let's start with the monthly time frame chart out here. The monthly time frame chart, we've got no topping pattern at this moment in time. On a monthly basis, it needs a bearish reversal candle to confirm a top. Price remains above its oscillator and change line. It remains above the top of its profile. The monthly time frame for the QQEW, that's the equal weighted ETF for the NASDAQ 100, is all out bullish. It's in a bullish breakout mode. The weekly time frame says not so fast. Why? Because it formed a TD9 count top back on the week of the October 31st out there. Price pulls back, tests profile support. I'm sorry. It actually, what it did was it tested the level where a counter trend move would come to an end. It actually closed below at 137.66. But Stevie's 2-bar rule to break through a key level of support or resistance, and that was just a 1-bar rule. So at this stage here, we rally, we get above profile resistance, we're trading below its oscillator and change line, just tells us it's lost momentum. But it's somewhat neutralized with price being above profile resistance at 139.33. So the QQEW for its weekly time frame, neutral-ish, bullish on the monthly. Now let's take a look at the daily time frame for the equal weight. Today's the first day below the bottom of that profile. That's a level to be watching, John. I know you're short the Qs out there, 142.67. If price holds, well, when you get a topping pattern, what you're looking for is how does price deal with support. In this case here, the first level of support was yesterday at 143.22. It's oscillator and change line. We closed below that. Today it closed below 142.67, and tomorrow would suggest that we have a bearish profile change in trend on the equal weight for the daily time frame, and that could open up a move to the 137.08 level. So that's important to watch. We're going to go to a break right now. We come back to this break. We're going to look at the top 8 instruments, I believe it is, inside the NDX 100. Because right now, things are not so bad on the equal-weighted charts out here. Let's go see what those individual stocks are doing for their daily, weekly, and monthly time frame. And then we'll get down and take a look at the NQ charts. We'll be right back.
If you're looking for potential trading setups in the stock market, then Rocket Equities and Options Report is a newsletter you should try. Tommy O'Brien delivers options and equity trades when the markets present them using a combination of fundamentals and technicals. Sign up for Rocket Equities and Options Report today with a 30-day money-back guarantee so you have nothing to risk. For all the details and to start your subscription today, visit the front page of TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the Opening Call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
Steve Rhodes started his trading career as a student almost 20 years ago, and the student has now become the master. Steve won the prestigious Timer of the Year award in 2018 and barely missed that mark again in 2019, finishing at number 2 for the year. An amazing accomplishment. Steve Rhodes is committed to sharing his techniques and knowledge with anyone who wants to learn, and he shares his vast amount of trading knowledge every day in his Mastering Probability newsletter. Steve's award-winning newsletter, Mastering Probability, is delivered every trading day with updates throughout the afternoon. Sign up for Steve's market newsletter, Mastering Probability, and you'll receive access to 7 of Steve's educational webinars absolutely free. At TFNN, all our newsletters come with a 30-day money-back guarantee, so you have absolutely nothing to worry about. Visit TFNN.com and try Mastering Probability 30 days risk-free today. TFNN, educating investors.
TFNN has launched The Tiger's Den, hosted at Discord. TFNN has been educating traders for more than 20 years with live programming hosted by a variety of professional traders during market hours. The Tiger's Den, available to all tigers and tigresses for just $1 for the year. There's no catch or added costs when you join our community of traders. Sign up today and become a part of this educational community of traders. Just visit the front page of TFNN.com.
Welcome back, folks. We're going to take a look at the NVIDIA here. We're actually going to look at the top 8 instruments inside the NDX 100. They're weighting well above 50% of the index out there. At least I believe it is. Well, let me see here. I can look up, I'm not going to look at the top 10, but the top 10 holdings represent 53.74% of the instruments. So we're getting towards the 50% with the top 8 out here. So let's start off with NVIDIA. So we're really trying to bisect and dissect the NASDAQ 100 out there. We took a look at the equal-weighted ETFs. The message there, daily top. Testing support, monthly, no long-term top. That's what the monthly chart is telling us. If we take a look at NVIDIA on its daily time frame right now, let's just open up this chart. It's testing the bottom of its profile. So it's trading with inside its profile. That profile is between 174.84. That's support. It's it's more of a equally weighted profile. 182.78 is the center. 190.71 is the top. Now, price is also trading into a swing point from back on November 25th. That had volume of 320 million shares. 2 days ago, we pulled into with 204 million shares. Yesterday, with 164 million shares. Today, in 2 hours of trading, we're at 39 million shares, about 120 million share day, give or take. Even less volume than yesterday. If NVIDIA were to close below the bottom of its profile, 174.84, because Stevie would say we'd see lower price, and I think that would be correct. The real key level in NVIDIA, though, it's going to be the low of November 25th, and that low is at 169.55. If price closes below that, that's going to form an A to B equals CD pattern to the downside. So if you're short the NASDAQ 100, you'd like to see that number one weighting, that is NVIDIA. As of yesterday, that weighting was 9%. You'd like to see that form an A to B equals CD pattern to the downside. The monthly's got a top. Price is trading with inside its profile out there. It's got support at 167.23. Ordinarily, I'd say if you close below 174.84, that's where you'd head. And that is also still true out there. But again, the more important number is going to be the November 25th low out there for NVIDIA. And that number is 169.55 out there. Monthly time frame charts, Rhodes momentum indicator top, price lost momentum, trading below its green oscillator and change line at this moment in time. So that's not the most positive thing out there. But the volume is it continues to reduce itself as it moves lower. So that's NVIDIA. not overwhelmingly. I'd say at this stage here, support is holding. Let's take a look at Apple. Vic is taking a look at Apple, wants to take maybe a long-term trade or a long trade. I don't know what the term is. And so should he. Well, on a daily time frame, Apple forms a TD9 count top. Does that on December the 3rd. Yesterday, much like the ES Mini, closes a smidgen underneath profile support. Profile support is at 274.44. We're trading at 272.69. This would be day number 2 below a profile support. You'd have a bearish change in trend. What that would tell us, Vic, is that price should target its breakout level, 265.67. That would be the place you'd be looking to add or start a position inside of Apple. The weekly time frame has a TD9 count top. Now, it's possible that we won't see the daily chart move any lower than this because the weekly is testing that green oscillator and change line. If we open up the weekly chart here for Apple, what do we see? We can see that this oscillator and change line has really acted as a support for the most part since July 4th out there. We did have one weekly close below that. That was August 1st, and then we've been back above it. So you are at an important inflection point with regard to potential support. But a reason to say whether there's a bottom on that daily time frame or not really comes from, let's use Obi-Wan's favorite time frame, the 10-minute time frame chart. So what is this doing? The 10-minute time frame chart has formed a Rhodes Momentum Indicator bottom. It does it at 9:50 this morning. Price just really, was trading with inside his profile. We're now below that profile support level. So that says, not so good. I'd rather you take a long position because it would prove itself on a 10-minute basis by closing above 274.81. That was just specifically for Vic, who's taking a look at a long trade. So we went down to a short-term time frame to see what it was signaling to us. So we're going to go with, you're still going to hold on. But that weekly time frame is the one that's kind of the wild card here at the moment. Let's take a look at the third weighting in here. That is Microsoft. Apple, by the way, it's weighting as of last night, 8.75, 7.73 for Microsoft. Microsoft, let's get these charts here populated, trading out at 473.56 with inside its daily profile. It's got support at 469.61, resistance 483.78. Let's open up this daily chart, get a better understanding for what Microsoft has been doing out here. We'll do that momentarily, I hope. Come on. Get me back over there. There we go. Okay, so Microsoft. So what do we have out here? We've got a to B equals CD pattern to the downside, right? So I don't know if that was a 0.382 retracement. Let's just, for blanks and giggles at this moment in time, let's assume that it was. We can test that out later. But it looks like we may have attained that one-to-one price projection level out there. Did we get there? No, we didn't. I'm just going to check just to even see if that was a 0.382 retracement. So give me a moment here. We'll pull out that retracement tool. We'll go from the high down to that low and close, but no cigar exactly. Okay, let's get rid of that. So right now, with regard to Microsoft, we've just got a consolidation with inside his profile, but we can see we've been leaning lower. I don't really have a bottom signal to speak of out there. So if profile support fails, that would be 469.61. Microsoft likely heads lower. Heads lower to where? Good question. We are trading below the bottom of its weekly profile. We've been below the bottom of its weekly profile for 3 consecutive weeks now. So where's its target? We're going to still stick with the daily right now, 469.61. The monthly time frame. Monthly time frame has a Rhodes Momentum Indicator top with price testing support last month. That's down at the price level of 471.19. 471.19 is going to be the key level for Microsoft out there. If we start trading below that, Microsoft continues to move lower, and that would be adding to that being short the NQ. Let's take a look at Broadcom out here. Avgo, AVGO, that's a ticker symbol that these charts here get populated. That's got a 6.6% weighting as of last evening. Avgo is trading out right now at the price point of 338.43. I don't see a topping pattern. However, we've got a topping pattern from the standpoint of a bearish profile change in trend. We've been below the bottom of its profile, 367.40 for 2 consecutive days. The weekly is trading into its buy zone. The key level here for Avgo is going to be 330.29. If we close below that, we continue to head lower. Head lower to where? 319 and change out there. That is the monthly oscillator and change line. You could potentially get a TD9 count soft top that forms between this month and the next two, but you could get this month a Rhodes Momentum Indicator top if it's a bearish reversal candle that is present at month end, which it is at this moment in time, but we're not at month end. The daily time frame for APCO forms a Rhodes Momentum Indicator bottom, runs into resistance at that 346.10 level. So on an intraday basis standpoint, what you know is if you were to see price trading above 346.10, you're likely to see a further rally. That next rally target would be 362 even Steven. Let's take a look at Amazon, the amazing one out there, trade out at 222.72. Amazon as a weighting is 5.26% of the NDX 100. Now, we're going to have to take a look at this when we come back from the break, but we can share with you right now on a daily time frame, price traded with inside profile, the same thing on the weekly chart, and the same thing on the monthly time frame chart. We come back from this break, we'll finish looking at Amazon, Google, Tesla, Meta, the NQ, QS, MP, and ET. Oh, and also Costco for ELO inside the Tiger's Den. We'll be right back.
Building wealth trading in the stock market seems impossible to most people. They think it's too volatile and risky. Most people aren't going to take the time to educate themselves on how to do it right. But you're not most people, are you? At TFNN, you'll get the guidance you need to refine your strategies and techniques to invest like a pro. Because you'll be a pro. All TFNN subscriptions, books, software, and courses are available at TFNN.com. And I'm even going to tell you how to get them for less. Use TFNN's Tiger Dollars and you'll get up to a 20% bonus on your purchase. And once you apply them to your account, Tiger Dollars are automatically used for all future or recurring charges. Tiger Dollars also never expire, are fully transferable, and are a great way to add savings to your newsletters or services. Become the investor you were born to be at TFNN.com. TFNN, educating investors.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento. A pro's pro with over 50 years of experience, Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Sharpening your skills as an investor is like getting better at playing a musical instrument. You have to practice, sure, but you also need excellent instruction from experts. At TFNN, you'll get advice and guidance from the authority in technical market analysis. And it's not just dry, tedious text either. TFNN airs live financial content streamed live on TFNN.com and TFNN's YouTube channel with Tiger TV, live every market day from 8:30 a.m. to 4 p.m. Eastern, for free. Each host is an experienced trader and gives their take on the market while taking calls and questions live from around the world. From the moment the market opens until the closing bell sounds, Tiger TV has 8 different shows with expert hosts to help you make the right moves with your money. Watch online at TFNN.com or on TFNN's YouTube channel and become the investor you were born to be. TFNN, educating investors.
This portion of the Trader's Edge is brought to you by Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the direction. Visit Direxion.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direxion.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
Welcome back, folks. We're down to take a look at Amazon. Amazon yesterday tested and rejected the top of a swing point. That's a swing point from November 21st. That had volume of 68 million shares. Yesterday was tested and rejected with 47 million shares. Today we're testing that as well. So far we've rejected it. But if we close under 222.21, it would increase the odds of at least a move back to 218.04. That would be the bottom of its daily profile. But right now we may have actually bottomed out here with a this could be it's either day number 3 to the downside as of yesterday or day number 4 today. And I'd expect and anticipate a 2-day rally with price targeting towards the top of its profile, 229.47. On a weekly time frame, I don't see a top out here. I just see price trading with inside its profile. It's got a buy zone between 215.79 and 220.54. The monthly time frame, also no top, but trading with inside its profile. It has lost its momentum. That is Amazon. If we take a look at Google, you've got Google. We're just taking a GOOG out there, not the GOOGL. The two of them represent about 7% or so inside of the NDX 100. And they're both basically doing the same thing from a pattern standpoint. So you've got Google trade out at 306.47. Let's get that daily chart here populated. We're trading with inside its profile. It's got a Rhodes momentum indicator top out there. 4 days to the downside. You got to expect and anticipate a rally, at least a 1-day rally, if not a 2 to 4-day rally out there. But first, we got to find some kind of support. The only support that I see out here is the fact that prices trade above its green oscillator and change line on the weekly time frame, but it's within inside its profile. Again, on Google, maybe on a weekly basis, let's pull this back. Do we have a sell the D point top out there? That's really the question. And the answer is I'm going to go with, yeah, we most certainly do. So last week you formed a little bear sash candle. What that says is that Google should pull back to test 299.94-ish. That's its oscillator and change line. If it closes below that, we'd be looking to move to 269 to 278. That is its buy zone out there of its profile. Monthly time frame, no topping pattern here. So it's just really a daily and weekly type thing out here. But daily support 299.91. You can see that moving moving lower. Tesla's got a 3% weighting inside of the NDX 100 out there. Meta, which will be the next one we look at, has got about a 3% weighting as well. Tesla negated a TD9 count topping pattern. It did that a couple days ago. So the daily time frame says I want higher. The weekly says if you close above its TD9 count top, that would be at the price point of, that's from October 3rd, 470.75. We're trading at 476 right now. You negate that, and that would say we're headed higher. The monthly says we're headed higher, period, out there. So that's what's going on with regard to Tesla. So of those, that was the first one we got to that was really true out bullish. And finally, let's take a look at the Meta. Again, a weighting of about 3% inside the NDX 100. Meta trading out right now at 650.38. It has a TD9 count topping pattern. Prices below profile support and above its oscillator and change line. That would be support, it being 636.81. TD9 count bottom on the weekly time frame with price finding resistance at its oscillator and change line. If price could close above 680.35, we'd be looking to move up to 759. The monthly time frame has got a Rhodes momentum indicator top with price trading with inside its profile. It needs to get close above the 732.96 level. It still would be inside its profile, but it would be above its oscillator and change line at this moment in time. So you got a daily top and a weekly bottom out here. The key level, again, to the upside is going to be that 680.34 level. To the downside level, we'll be watching about 636 and change out there. All right, so that takes care of the top 8 instruments inside of the NDX 100. Overly bearish? Not yet. Now let's go take a look at the NDX 100. And let's start by taking a look at the daily and the weekly time frame, daily, weekly, monthly. We'll go ahead and pull that up on our screen out here. I believe that is right here. There we go. So now we got the NQ and its daily time frame. What do we know about it? We know that today is likely to be day number 4 to the downside. We can see a set of lower highs. We also happen to have a set of lower lows. So you'd have to say that the NQ is going to continue to move lower until we see a prior high closed above out there. So what's the next price target for the NQ to the downside? That would be its next profile level, which gets us into a buy zone. And that buy zone for the NQ is between 24,520 and 24,887, with 24,616 also being support its TD9 count breakout level. On a weekly time frame, we have a TD9 count top, priced back inside its profile, could be targeting its buy zone. It has a buy zone between 24,382 and 24,801. And below 24,382 is its breakout level, which was tested about 5 months ago. That held 24,245.50. I would say, if you're looking for an intermediate term time frame, move to the downside inside the NQ, you're going to have to see a close below the bottom of that profile. That's at that 24,382 level. But really, I'd say 24,245.50 is the key level on a weekly time frame to be paying attention to. Be aware of that area, key levels of support. We don't have enough data for the monthly time frame to take a look at that chart. We just rolled over into the March contract. Now let's go from the daily down lower into the intraday charts out here for the NQ. So we've already talked about the daily. Let's look at a 5-hour time frame chart. The 5-hour time frame chart shows what? Shows the potential of an A to B equals CD pattern. But let's go see what kind of retracement we did out here from the high to the, come on, where are you? That's still populating. Sorry about that. Here we go now. So from a high down here, did we get to a 0.382? We did. So you had a 0.382. So you got an A to B equals CD pattern to the downside on the 5-hour time frame chart for the NQ. It looks something like this. That's our A to B point. Let's go ahead, copy and paste. Let's assemble this puppy. So you've got an A to B equals CD to the downside on the 5-hour time frame chart for the NQ that gives you an initial price objective of 24,922. I would say as long as price remains below its oscillator and change line, that's currently printed at 25,403, that is a likely outcome. On the 4-hour time frame chart, I don't need to reproduce that A to B equals CD pattern. It's got the same one in there. As price gets down towards 24,922, you'd be looking for a bullish reversal candle. We can see that its oscillator and change line, John, has acted as resistance ever since about the time frame of 2,200 hours back on December the 11th out there. So I'd watch that as well. If price could close above that and remain above that, that would tell you about a rally to come. Resistance out here would be up to 25,549 level for the 4-hour chart. Nice TD9 count bottom forms on the 2-hour time frame chart. Does that about 4 this morning, if I'm not mistaken. Yeah, 4 a.m. Prices rallied right up towards the top of its profile, but never got all the way up there. Price now pulling back and testing support. It's also really testing that TD9 count swing point. That swing point's high is 25,211.75. This bar closes at, our bar always stays open, but this bar closes at 12 noon. So if price is able to close below at 12 noon, 25,211.75, then you may get down to test that TD9 count swing point out there. On the 60-minute time frame, we're trading below profile support. Watch 25,193. On the 30-minute time frame, we're consolidating with inside its profile. Close below that could bring 25,073 into play. We come back to this break. I'll try to summarize everything we just looked at inside the NASDAQ 100. We'll be right back.
If you spend any time online researching trading techniques on how to begin your trading journey, you've no doubt come across many folks who push Forex trading as a way to make big money quickly. Unfortunately, there are equally as many stories of these so-called Forex professionals just looking to make a quick buck off aspiring traders without actually teaching the ins and outs of the Forex market. This is what sets Teddy Keckstack's The Tiger Forex Report off the riffraff. Every Monday, former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member and author Teddy Keckstack releases his Tiger Forex Report newsletter, where he dives into the complex world of Forex and takes time to actually teach you his methods that have made him so successful in the fast-paced and rewarding world of Forex trading. Furthermore, all subscribers receive access to archived live streams of Teddy's, where he provides university-level education to help you in Forex trading. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So what are you waiting for? Forex awaits.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento. A pro's pro with over 50 years of experience, Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
For traders who crave risk, Direxion's daily leveraged and inverse ETFs provide opportunities to magnify short-term perspectives with up to 3 times a daily leverage, utilize bull and bear funds from both sides of the trade, and trade through rapidly changing markets. These are highly leveraged ETFs with daily resetting designed for short-term trading, not long-term investing. Whether you're a bull or a bear, you choose the Direction. For up-to-date pricing and performance, go to Direction.com. Investing in the funds involves significant risk and should only be utilized by investors who understand the impact of leverage and actively monitor their portfolio. They are not designed to track the underlying index or security for more than a day. Before investing, carefully consider a fund's investment objective, risk, charges, and expenses contained in the prospectus available at Direction.com. Read carefully. Distributor Foreside Fund Services, LLC.
This program is brought to you by Vista Gold, traded on the NYSE American and TSX under the symbol VGZ.
Welcome back, folks. If we try to summarize the NASDAQ 100, it's going to be as simple as this. Right now, if I look at the weekly time frame, we can see that we're trading below last week's low. And we're trading inside its swing point that formed out here the week of November 21st. As long as we continue to see lower highs out here in the daily time frame, price should continue to move lower. Move lower to where? There's really 2 price targets out here. One price target is the monthly oscillator and change line, 24,562. If price were to close below that, then we may have some more trouble to the downside. But that's a key level of support. The daily time frame says, though, if you close below 24,562, don't fret, Stevie, because you've got support, breakout support at 24,455.65 out there. I would say at this stage here, this is going to be day number 4 to the downside. I would not be surprised to see at least a 1 or 2 day rally out there before the move to the downside resumes. Now, the interesting thing about any rally is we get a close above a prior day's high? If we do, well, then that would add to the idea of a 2 to 4 day rally out there. So that's the NASDAQ 100. Let's get to some of those other requests that have come in. The next one is from Duncan Steve, wants to take a QS out here. Let's take a look at it. It is trading below the bottom of its daily profile. It closed below that yesterday. It's taking on a TD9 count bottom that have closed below. And when I mean closed below, I mean 1056. We're trading at 1076 right now. That would lead to lower price and likely generate an A to B equals CD pattern to the downside. Now, that swing point from back on November 21st had volume of 31 million shares. We closed inside there with 23 million shares yesterday. 2 hours of trading, we've done 5 million shares. So you're a 15 million share a day, in essence, or less, going into 31 million shares. The low was 1056. The low of today was 1050. So you've got to test a rejection of a important swing point with lighter volume. Should rally from here. But, and here's the but, 1127 may be resistance. Closed below it yesterday, the bottom of its profile. Closed below today, that becomes resistance. And above that, 1181. And then above that, the 1268, 1375 level. All right. On the weekly time frame, we've got a Rhodes Momentum Indicator top. Price testing its swing point from November 21st. Weekly swing point at volume of 137 million shares. Well, so far we're 28 million shares. I can't do that kind of math in my brain that quick to know where we're at. But here's what I would say. If we do close below that low, that's the same low, 1056, we head to 10821. Yes, it would produce an A to B equals CD pattern, or could produce an A to B equals CD pattern to the downside out there. But 821, its breakout level, would become the price target. On a monthly time frame, the price target would be the buy zone between 530 and 836 out there. So the key thing here about QS Dunk, is going to be that swing. It's going to be today's trading, maybe tomorrow's trading. It's certainly the swing point trading from November 21st. So keep your eye on that, and that will assist you with regard to what QS's intent is. You also want to take a look at ticker symbol MP. Let's pull that up on our screen out here. MP is trading out at $52.96. Turns out that it is trading inside the buy zone of its daily profile. That buy zone is between 52.16 and 53.82. Not that I see any kind of a top. I just see some sideways movement. Yes, there was a top way back here on the trading day of October 14th. The next day, we formed a Rhodes Momentum Indicator top on the 15th, and then we kind of have a straight line to the downside. Now, volume on the swing point that is trading into has volume here on November 7th of 23 million shares. Yesterday, we closed inside that with 6 million shares. Today, so far, we've done 2 million shares, so a 6 million share day. Pulling back with light volume. The weekly time frame chart, much like we just took a look at with QS, says you've got to watch, in this case here, the swing point from November 7th. That was a hammer candle low, 75 million shares. You close below 50-50 out there, you're headed lower out there, and that lower could be 1880 to 2011. The monthly time frame chart shows that price is still trading above profile. Let me just make sure of that. Yep, 51.28 is the top of its profile. So the monthly chart is still bullish. Let me see here. I don't really see a pattern on that monthly time frame chart. Yeah, bearish shooting star, but not confirming any kind of a top out there. So that's what I see on MP. Key, again, is going to be that swing low out there. That price point is going to be 50. And thanks so much for your request there, Duncan. Snowball gets in on the action. Wants to take a look at ET, Take Me Home. So let's go take a look at ET out here. It's trading out at $16.33. It's trading below daily profile support and into a swing point that formed back on November the 7th. That November 7th swing point had 15.5 million shares. Today so far, 9 million shares. We're trading into that swing point with lighter volume. I would say more likely than not, Snowball, that the ET heads back to that swing low. That swing low, again, 16.18. We're trading below profile support in this red oscillator and change line. That adds the idea of what we just looked at on the daily time frame. Monthly chart trading below the bearish structured profile. That tells us that over time, ET wants to make a move back to 1556. So Stevie's going with lower price, and at this stage here, it's going to be a test of that swing point that will release that information. There's also a TD9 count daily bottom. That would be negated with a close below 1623. So those would be the numbers that I would be watching for out there. Hope that helps you out. Who was that? I erased it already. Well, wait a minute here. That was Snowball. So Snowball, I hope that helps you out. ELO wants to take a Costco. Let's go ahead and populate those charts right here, right now. So take a Costco. SATP wants to take an Oklo. Oki as well. So if take a look at Costco right now, Costco's trading out at 855.51. Been in a fairly serious decline ever since that Rhodes Momentum Indicator top and TD9 count top that we're looking at on the weekly time frame. And now what we have is price trading below profile support at 871.71. Not all is lost here. Why? Because the monthly time frame is back at support. It has a Rhodes Momentum Indicator top. This is the first month we've tested that support level. That support level is 850.05. Now, when you test the support level on a daily or weekly time frame, what you'd like to see is some kind of intraday bottoming pattern. For it, the intraday bottoming pattern would be the daily time frame. Turns out that Costco is going to form a TD9 count bottom pattern today. It'll complete that pattern tomorrow. So ELO, if you're looking to get in on this, it could be just a short-term trade with price rallying up towards 873 or 877. Now, if at week's end, in fact, that rally unfolds, price gets back above 871.71 on the weekly time frame, that can be a bottom. Right now, it's not a bottom because that breakout level has to hold that support. So daily says, I'm going to bottom by tomorrow. I should at least get a 2 to 4 day rally with price targeting resistance levels 873, 877, while the monthly is sitting at support. So ELO, I hope that helps you out. SATP wants to take a look at ticker symbol OKLO. Let's pull that up on our screen out here, see what she is trading out at. Let's see what kind of patterns are present. I know this had been under pressure out there, and I think the weekly, last time I looked at it, was telling us that it wanted to move lower. Well, if we take a look at the weekly right now, we can see it's trading below profile support at 90.49. Did this do enough of a retracement to potentially generate an A to B equals CD pattern to the downside. The weekly time frame, the answer to that is no. I have to assume that's the same thing on the daily time frame. So where's the next level of support? The next level of support for Oklo is at 77.29. That's the weekly oscillator and change line. Below that is 70.35 out there. We come back to this break. We'll finish taking a look at this. I'll have the chart set up for OKE as well. Steve Rhodes with TFNN. We'll be right back.
Many trading newsletters attempt to focus on a narrow set of equities or commodities. While this works for some, it oftentimes misses many opportunities that possess huge gain potential. But how is an independent trader supposed to scan the entire market looking for these hidden opportunities? One simple answer: the opening call newsletter. Basil Chapman, developer of the Chapman Wave trading methodology, has been trading the markets for longer than most trading influencers have been alive. And over that time, he has honed his methodology in order to accurately call movements in a wide range of equities, from semiconductors to uranium to key indices and so much more. Basil is old school, taking the time to educate the trader while also giving his insights into key indices, selective stocks, and more. Opening call subscribers also receive access to dozens of educational live streams that can be accessed at any time for your edification. All first-time subscribers receive a 30-day money-back guarantee. So ignore the pop trading influencers and start learning time-tested technical analysis.
In the world of trading, only a few names stand out like Larry Pesavento, a pros pro with over 50 years of experience. Larry has seen it all. A former Chicago Mercantile Exchange member, Larry has authored 10 books and trained over 1,000 traders with his unmatched expertise. Introducing Fibonacci 24/7, Larry Pesavento's daily trading service that turns the complexity of markets into opportunities. Published every Sunday, receive a comprehensive report packed with detailed commentary, charts, and videos that illuminate the patterns shaping the markets, with updates throughout the week exclusively for subscribers. Whether through charts or videos, Larry's analysis is your roadmap to navigating the markets. You can sign up now at TFNN.com for just $97. And with all TFNN newsletters backed by a 30-day money-back guarantee, you have nothing to risk. For all the details, visit TFNN.com. You'll find Fibonacci 24/7 right under the newsletters tab.
Are you ready to take charge of your financial future? TFNN is your gateway to the world of trading and investing. Whether you're starting out or scaling up, TFNN empowers traders and investors of all skill levels with top-notch investing systems, strategies, and techniques. It's time to protect and grow your money with insight you can trust. Join us live Monday through Friday during market hours for exclusive content that moves with the markets. At TFNN, we bring the trading floor to you. Our seasoned hosts are here to answer your calls and questions live on the air. Check out the Tiger's Den for just $1 and follow us on YouTube and become part of our vibrant community. And remember, at TFNN, we're so confident in the value we provide that we offer a 30-day money-back guarantee on all new premium newsletter subscriptions and services. You have absolutely nothing to risk, so why wait? Tune in live to Tiger TV and transform your trading journey, because when you know better, you invest better. Join us and experience the difference today. TFNN, educating investors.
Welcome back, folks. So back to Oklo out here. The only thing I've got for you to watch here, Sat, is to pay attention to the hammer candle that formed on November 21st out there. It was 21 million shares that traded hands that day. We're trading inside that swing point with about 4 million shares. So it's light volume. But if we close below that, we're headed lower. I don't have a bottom pattern per se to, I take that back. I was going to take a look if there was an A to B equals CD pattern to the downside. So there's your A to B point. Let's just move that over to the C point out here. And did we make it? Nah, we really didn't make that, so can't go with a buy the D point pattern. Everything here is pointing to lower price for OKLO. Let's go see what Okie Dokie is doing out here. OKE is a ticker symbol. Trading out right now at 71.38, trading below profile support. I believe, Sat, that this wants to target 69.50. It's daily TD9 count break a level. This did form a TD9 count top back on December the 5th out there. We're inside the profiles on the weekly time frame, so pulling back makes sense. We did get a nice bottoming pattern here on the monthly time frame. It'll complete that TD9 count bottom pattern at the end of this month out here. But right now, it's looking like price wants to head lower, with 69.50 being its price target out there. ELO wanted to take a look at Newmont Mining. Let's get that chart up on our screen out here. That wasn't it. That wasn't even close to it. Where did I put Newmont Mining? Darn it. Here we go. Newmont Mining, trading out right now at 97.64. It's going to complete a TD9 count top at the end of this month. There's no topping pattern on the weekly time frame. This wants to move higher. There's no topping pattern on the daily time frame. This wants to move higher out there. That's its message. Let's go take a look at the GDX. Also another request out here. The GDX is trading out at, as we speak, at 84.14. It'll complete a TD9 count top on the monthly base at the end of the month. No topping pattern on the weekly. No topping pattern on the daily. Price trading with inside its profile. A buy zone between 80.01 and 80.96. Resistance 87.56 out there. And we come back tomorrow, because I can't do it today. We'll take a look at Mohammed's request, which are CRDO and the UNG. That means we'll be taking a look at natural gas. Until then, folks, have a terrific Tuesday. I'll look forward to seeing you on wonderful Wednesday. Take care and be safe out there.